Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Aang can save the world.
Welcome everybody to the Animation Station podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Hanna.
And this month is Avatar August, so we're going to be talking about Avatar The Last Airbender.
Don't you mean it's not the James Cameron Avatar?
Maybe.
Okay.
Wish
that is heavily animated.
It is very animated. Maybe the last episode of this of Avatar August will do Avatar. 2000 James Cameron's 2009 Avatar. Was it 2009? I think it was 2009.
I think it was.
2009.
We saw that in theater together.
We did,
didn't we?
yeah.
We totally did.
Movie
yeah.
6. Yay.
No, that was 8, wasn't it?
Was
'Cause
it?
We saw
I
it in
don't
3D.
Yes, we did. Ugh. Sorry, that was up to 3D, not up to Avatar. Avatar August is a endeavor that we decided to do. It sounded good in theory, but in practice was very, very difficult.
So difficult because we forgot that we are adults and that life is hard. And trying to rewatch 3 seasons of a TV show
in 3 weeks is very difficult.
In amongst all of the things we have going on in our lives was a challenge.
Yes, it was. So, we said we're going to do Avatar The Last Airbender, which was created by Michael DiMattino and...
Brian Konechko.
Yes. I was trying to bring you into the
okay.
conversation.
And the fact that I was the one who figured out how to pronounce his last name.
Yes. And starring the wonderful talents of Zach Tyler Eisen. Eason? It's probably Eason.
It probably is.
Mae Whitman. My gosh, words are hard. Mae Whitman. Jack DeCina. I probably should have looked at these before I tried to pronounce everybody. Dante Bosco. Rufio. D. Bradley Baker. D. Bradley Baker. Jason Isaacs.
I totally forgot.
Mark Hamill.
I know.
And Mako, I'm gonna butcher the last name. No, Iwam.
I'm not looking at it, but that
I'm
sounds
gonna go
really
with
close.
I'm gonna go with Mako Iwamatsu.
That looks really good. Close.
I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
Sorry, Mako.
Well, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
So yes, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now we've done an Avatar: The Last Airbender before.
It was an attempt.
Well, no, we did it. We recorded it.
And then you weren't feeling it.
It was not good. It was
No.
not good.
No, it was like a failed attempt to record between you, myself, and Oliver, all through Skype, and it was just a hot mess.
It was
so that was a failure.
One of the many failures from the animation station.
Trying to do a launch because how many episodes did we record together?
4 or 5.
Yeah, so I've technically recorded more episodes than what you guys actually see in the list of episodes here.
So, were you did you watch this when it first aired on Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Same with me. I had caught the first, because I remember Nickelodeon was making a big deal about it. It was all over the place.
Yeah,
they had multiple
advertisements.
premiere events for it.
And advertisements and commercials for it were super heavy-handed.
Was it a Thursday? I can't remember if it was a Thursday or not.
I can't remember what day it was always on. I just
Saturday, because I remember Saturday nights was usually Saturday nights. So Saturday at 5 was usually when Nickelodeon would do a lot of their big stuff.
Right, because the kids were home. So
Yeah.
I mean that would make sense. Yeah. I mean, I just remember being home and turning on Nickelodeon and catching it. what day of the week that was. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But I remember like it was huge.
It was it was.
They were
like,
putting it everywhere.
I mean, none of my friends were talking about it, but I was a whole lot different from my friends in the fact that I still enjoyed like animated things, and then leading into anime as I even got older. It wasn't something that like died with my childhood. It was something that continued in like to teenage years and into adulthood.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, it was 2005.
Yeah, so we were in high school.
So we was in high school. So it was one of those where the friends that I had,
Yeah.
we knew about it.
Yeah.
Because we were still super nerds.
Yeah.
But it was one of those where you couldn't talk about it to like anybody else. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I was
Like,
on the basketball team. Like, we're not gonna be like, I watched Avatar.
2005, I would have been sophomore/junior. And that was between like my transition from going to Shawnee High to Meeker High. And
I was in my transition of going from Liberty Academy to Liberty Academy.
and I know that like I was just like, I am a nerd and I'm going to talk about nerd things. I'm sorry if you don't like nerd things, but I'm still going to talk about them. And Avatar was one of those shows that I still talked about to people.
I can't remember. Did we talk about that when we worked at Walden Books? I'm sure it came up.
Oh, I bet it did. Because, I mean, they had the comics and, like, the little novelizations. So we probably shelved them a couple of times.
Yeah, that was 2005. That was when I started working at Movie 6.
I was unemployed in 2005. Because I was, lazy.
Well, I wanted an Xbox 360.
And
that was the reason that...
there wasn't anything I wanted, so...
Yeah, that was the reason I got a job, was because I wanted an Xbox 360. So I went and worked at Movie 6, and then I bought myself an Xbox 360.
There you
go. Yeah, so it was definitely a show that knew about, caught, and it was very surprising. Like, going back and watching, it still holds up. The animation is still really, really good.
I think because it's so stylized.
Yeah, it's very stylized.
They didn't try to do anything like super fancy schmancy with the animation. It was just nice, beautifully stylized.
Oh, and spoilers
concept.
Going forward for Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Oh, totally.
the show from 13 years ago.
We should probably also mention that all of these episodes will be heavily full.
Avatar August is a spoiler.
It's going to be a
Spoiler month.
full month. So if you're not prepared and you haven't gotten to watch the show yet, you might not listen to us talk about it if you're uncomfortable with the ideas of spoilers.
And if you're uncomfortable with the ideas of spoilers,
like, what are you
pause
doing?
Pause it now and just go get Avatar. You can get like the Blu-ray box set for like $35.
And yeah, you can get like the Blu-ray box set for like $25, and then the DVD. Well, the DVD is like $25, and the Blu-ray is like $33, $35.
Like
So
go buy it.
Yeah, so it's not unreasonable for a 3-seasoned show, and it's not like small seasons either.
And you know what you'll gain when you go buy Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Honor.
I hope that worked.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Josh got that. So I guess we can kind of start with the overview of season 1.
Okay.
Of Avatar. So, long ago, the Four Nations.
Well, all you need to know is the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, the Fire Nation
That's all
attacked.
you need to know.
And then the Avatar disappeared.
Womp,
And then, like, 100 years later, this girl and her brother found him in an iceberg.
Find an 11-year-old boy in an iceberg.
I mean, he doesn't really look like much, but I think can see the world.
Oh, good night. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so... so let's talk about one thing really quick. I want to...
Yeah, So's comment.
Who's your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character
in season 1?
Season 1,
favorite character.
Sokka.
Sokka, yes. Total, absolute, non-arguable agreement.
It's Sokka.
Yeah. Forever and always, Sokka.
Will always ever be Sokka.
Maybe close second place is Zuko. Or Uncle Iroh.
Not really in season 1.
No,
Iroh in season 1.
Yes.
If we were going to put anybody on the Fire Nation, it would be Iroh.
It would be. Uncle Iroh is pretty fantastic.
Because, I mean, even at the beginning all throughout season 1, except for maybe a couple scenes, Zuko was kind of a little D-bag.
Yeah, because he's completely...
Because he wants his...
Honor, 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 the honor, 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 honorary honor, honor, honor.
I hope that works. I really, really hope that works.
Okay, so, Zuko is a spurned prince of the Fire Nation. We should probably give a little bit of feedback to anybody who has not watched Avatar, I guess, for characters.
He's a spurned and scarred prince.
Spurned and scarred prince of the Fire Nation, extremely talented, and he's obsessed with finding the Avatar to reclaim his honor. And honor. There's a theme that carries on throughout the rest of the show with Zuko. Well, and then Sokka, who is
he's a boomerang boy.
He's a boomerang boy.
He's a warrior from the Southern Water Tribe.
So many things.
So many things, Sokka.
So many inside jokes. If you haven't watched this show, I'm so sorry. It's just
Wait till
good.
season 2.
Wait till
season 2. It's gonna be all about cactus juice.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a whole 20-minute segment.
It's
just
the
juiciest.
juiciest.
It's the quenchiest.
Oh,
It'll quench you.
It'll quench you. That's right. I'd forgotten that. So I love Sokka too. He's okay. So the story basically starts off with Katara and Sokka, bro and sister, and Katara
is starting to learn waterbending.
Slowly but surely. She has potential, and I think she's the only one in the tribe that actually...
Yeah, her mom was a waterbender.
Yes.
But then the Fire Nation came and killed her.
Yes.
Because that's what you do.
That's obviously the Fire Nation shtick. So, she's the only one that kind of has the ability to actually waterbend, and so she's learning. And she's kind of teaching herself how to do it because there's no one else to teach her. And Sokka is the older brother who kind of just watches out for her, who trudges along. And it's when they're kind of out and about that they find Aang.
When do we meet Admiral Zhao? It's not in the first episode, is it?
No, but I think it's close to the beginning. I think because
I love General Zhao. He was probably one of my favorite antagonists.
Really?
I love him.
He's a pretty great antagonist, actually. So
and that's Jason Isaacs.
He's so good. I'm a little bit in love with that man. So, I mean, that, as I think most people should be. He's fantastic. Yeah. He has a great voice. So,
I guess Katara. We can talk about Katara.
We could talk about Katara.
Nothing to do with Mae Whitman's performance.
Not at all.
She is fantastic.
No, she's amazing.
I do not like the way they wrote Katara.
No, okay, so
especially in 2. She's
okay,
we'll
talk about volume 2 later. We're going to focus on book 1, Water, today. But I have an issue with Katara because she's the only main female character at this point. Mm-hmm. And she's terrible.
Yes.
And that was always a complaint of mine watching it young. Because I was 16, 17 watching this show. And very immaturely writing my own things. And I would watch Katara. She's surrounded by Aang, who's well-written. Sokka.
Who's well-written and comic relief.
So well-written. Zuko's backstory and he's well written. Iroh's well written.
Momo. Appa is really
and then there's the lump of Katara. And it's the same complaint I have about Princess Leia in the original trilogy of Star Wars.
How she's just kind of a character.
She's just not there.
Yeah, she's just there.
She's there. And Carrie Fisher mentioned later, after the films were over, that George Lucas didn't know how to write a strong female character. He wanted to have a strong female character bracketed by these 2 strong male leads. And so they just, but he didn't know how to write her. So they just wrote her angry. Because that's the way you obviously exhibit strength is
through anger.
Being angry all the time. And you can kind of see that same problem that Princess Leia had back in the 70s with Katara in 2003. Or is it 2005?
2005.
2005. And I go, it's been 30 years, at least. We should have fixed this problem.
And I think we fixed it in Korra.
Yes.
Which took another 10 years, but we fixed it in Korra.
Yes. And it's really unfortunate because actually, like, Avatar is surrounded by other shows, and even earlier than that had really well-written women characters.
Well, Toph, when we get into season 2, Toph is really well written.
So that's why
she's
my
when you see, and then Suki even.
Yes.
When Suki becomes a main in 3.
Yeah.
Suki's well written. I mean, even though she's Sokka's love interest, but she's more than that.
Yeah.
But then Katara is
that's
still
not like
Katara.
She's still Katara, and I don't know if that's because that's how
she's over here in season 1. She's still in waterbending scrolls from pirates. What are you doing?
And then she whines. It's like, I don't know if you're going for like the young girl annoying character, but that's a trope we don't need to have.
But again, this was also 2005.
Yeah, but
so
we had
the landscape was different.
But even then, I mean, when did Hey Arnold come out?
And
that's full of well-written, like tons of well-written female characters. So Nickelodeon has like no excuse. Because I don't know if that was just a character they were going for.
94 to 2004.
So
yeah.
Just so you have all these well-written characters in this one show. What happened to Avatar? And I don't want the whole episode being about me complaining about how they wrote Katara, because Katara has fantastic potential to be a amazing character.
And here's the thing: like, she does have good.
She has good moments.
And she has good episodes.
Yes. And then they like ruin it when it's like an episode focused on
then they're like the painted lady.
It's just or the jet episode, the water bending scroll episode, the fortune teller episode.
But when she's in the Southern Air Temple and she's kind of consoling Aang and being.
That's a good episode.
She is very motherly.
Yeah.
She's a very motherly character.
And I'd be fine.
But then she's also
annoying younger sister character.
Annoying sister and almost kind of vindictive.
Oh,
in
totally.
some
like,
in a lot in cases.
Or like very much I'm a waterbender of my tribe. I deserve to have all this knowledge. And where she hasn't done anything yet. Because later on you find out how powerful Katara is and does become. She's like one of the strongest waterbenders ever. And like she masters all the like the sub categories of waterbending, and that's
like around the same time as Aang. Like if she's learning stuff the same time that Aang is learning stuff, and he's the freaking Avatar.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, that's really awesome. And then unfortunately, like a ball is dropped with her in several episodes in season 1, which is unfortunate because Mae Whitman is fantastic in that character and in that position. And they just did not give her, I think, material worth.
Yeah.
Mae Whitman.
I guess let's talk about Aang.
Yeah. 11-year-old
little
airbender
boy.
All he wants to do in several episodes is impress Katara.
I mean, we go to the freaking Warriors of Kyoshi.
Oh, yeah, where he does like, is that the episodes where that's the fortune teller where he does like the lean back pose.
Well, he also does the ball thing.
Oh, look at what I can do. Or the episode with the penguins.
Yeah. That's the first couple episodes, isn't it?
I think that's like episode 2 or something.
The Avatar returns.
Yeah, that's like episode 2 where he like tries to convince her to go sledding with penguins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of to me, Aang was always just like, he was their character. I know it is his show.
Yes.
He's the main
literally
character.
The show is about Aang.
But to me, that's like, this is one of the classic cases where I like the secondary characters and support characters way more than the main.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like in Harry Potter, I don't care about Harry at all.
See,
but mine, I love
Harry.
I like Ron and Hermione.
I never liked Hermione.
Well, that's fine.
I didn't like Hermione till the movies. I liked Harry and Ron in the books, and in the movies, I'd like.
Like I loved Ron in the books.
Oh, I know you did. And then you were like, we've talked about it before about how it took you off, like what they did with Ron into the films.
Took all of his cool bits.
See, and I'm the person who's just like, I love Harry. And I feel like I'm like the lonesome one because often it's like, who's your favorite character from Harry Potter? And you list off all these characters, and I'm like, I like Harry.
And like Star Wars, never liked Luke, always Han Solo.
Oh, well, when put in the face of Harrison Ford, who would pick anyone else?
Sailor Moon, never liked Sailor Moon, always liked Tuxedo Mask.
I love Sailor
And
Moon.
Sailor Venus. Loved Venus.
Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiters, I'm a girls.
Nah.
Yeah.
X-Men. Never liked Wolverine.
I never liked Cyclops.
I would assume Wolverine is the main character.
No, I wouldn't. Like in like the last several years.
Yeah.
Yes, but like if we go back to like
I'm talking about the last few years. It's always been
because it's
Wolverine.
like the stuff that
but
I
for
read
me, it was
is
always
back.
Cyclops.
I see the stuff I read back in the 80s. The main character is always Cyclops.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. There's a lot of shows where I like the secondary characters more than the mains.
Yeah.
And this is one of those shows where I'm like, Aang is there. Aang is fine. Aang is great.
But we were also watching this show as teenagers, and Aang is an 11-year-old kid.
Yes.
And we were in that mindset
whereas Sokka is like 14-ish.
A little younger than us?
Yeah, he's a little old. He's older than them, the other two for sure.
Yeah. So he was a little younger than us, but
he was alive
okay.
when his mom died.
Yeah.
That's when. So maybe he's like 15.
Yeah. So like, and then
he can almost drive a car.
If they had cars.
If they have cars.
But
that's in Korra, where they have cars.
That is in Korra. But that is something that I think for me, when you look back and I rewatch the show now, and I'm kind of like, okay, I kind of get Aang better now that I'm an adult. When I was watching it, I didn't have anything to connect me to Aang.
Inuyasha, I never liked Inuyasha. No, I'm just kidding. Inuyasha.
Well, Sango was it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Naruto, Kakashi.
Well, yeah, of course.
And Shishomaru. I'm sorry, not Shishomaru.
Yes.
I meant Shikamaru.
No, Shishomaru.
Shikamaru from Naruto, though.
I liked Hinata. Hinata and Kakashi were my two faves.
Hikashi. Kanata. Kanata would have been a good one.
That is a ship. Actually, like Kakashi,
everyone ships everyone with Kakashi.
Like, why not? He's the best.
Kakashi and Might Guy. Just Kai.
Yeah. That those exist if you go to certain parts of the interwebs.
Anyway,
what were we talking about?
Oh yeah, Avatar: Last Airbender. But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Aang is fine. If I were to put my 3 in season of the main 3 of Team Avatar, if I was to put Team Avatar, and I was to rank them, it would be Sokka.
Yeah.
And then it would be Aang, and then it would be Appa.
Appa.
No, then it would be then it would be Katara.
And I would agree with that. That's exactly how I would rank them too. Because I always thought Aang was kind of like the goofy younger character. Because I think, let's see, when I was watching it, I was 15. That means Ben was 9. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of saw him as just a slightly younger brother.
Like, this is what he's gonna do.
I go, this is what Ben is gonna be like, and okay, I'm prepared now.
Oh man. So, do you have any favorite episodes from season 1?
I would have to probably say that my favorite episode of all of these is probably
Jet.
No. King of Omashu.
King of Omashu is really, really good.
Or
it's just rat candy.
I love that. I love that episode. Or what is it?
Warriors of Kyoshi?
Yes. Warriors of Kyoshi is probably my other one.
What about the Blue Spirit?
That's a good episode, but I wouldn't say it was a favorite. Like,
I
don't
like
know,
Bato of the Water Tribe because
one.
We get that cool chick with the weird mole thing. I don't know what it's called.
No, I would have to say that it would be Warriors of Kyoshi because I loved like Kyoshi as a village. And it's like
I like Kyoshi as an avatar. I wish we would have had more of Kyoshi as an avatar because she looked BA.
She looked awesome. And I loved the fact that this is a story kind of set back in time, quote unquote.
Back in time. Sorry.
Josh had listened to that song and it's been stuck in his head ever since.
It was on Teen Titans Go.
So, that this is technically a story that takes place in the past, and an avatar could still be a woman. Like, I appreciate that about this world that they've established.
Yeah,
the avatar...
this world is not a sexist world at all.
No,
there are a lot of high-ranking female characters.
So many high-ranking.
All of the Kyoshi warriors, and I love that they get one over on Sokka, because Sokka is this kind of chauvinist.
He is.
And then Suki comes over and is like, you done.
No, and he's trying to impress her, and she's repulsed instead, and I love it.
And then they have a kiss, and I'm like, be still my heart for ship.
The ship is sailing, and though in the season 2 the ship is challenged, but that's another thing.
I know, because Toph comes in and kisses Suki.
So I would have to say, the King of Omashu episode is, actually episode 4 and 5. Yeah, the back-to-back episodes are my favorites.
What about Jet?
I don't like that episode.
I don't like Jet.
But I don't like Jet.
I don't like Jet and his little orphans.
I love usually the Robin Hood-esque kind of characters, but he's not that, because he's
we're just gonna kill the Fire Nation.
Yeah, he's vindictive, and he's hateful to anybody who doesn't agree with his prerogative, and I'm just okay.
I love in that
You're
episode.
You're a kid and you know nothing.
I love in that episode where Sokka is literally just I don't trust these people.
And
I don't
no
trust
one
them.
listen to
and
him.
Fine, I'll just go by myself. And he goes and gets the whole entire town evacuated.
Yes, I'm listen to Sokka. Because so often in the episode, Sokka's kind of written as this scatterbrained idiot almost. Kind of goofy best friend. And then in that episode, you see
a flip.
That you see Sokka's actually
Sokka's very smart.
He is smart. He's a warrior, and he's been trained by his father to protect and to take care of a tribe in his absence. Mm-hmm. So there's this other side of Sokka that we don't get to see a whole lot, but it's there, and he's not just this big idiot.
Exactly.
That's the sidekick to the Avatar kind of thing.
Yeah. Speaking of sidekicks, Zuko. So then we have this whole this is our main plot of we're gonna take Aang to the northern water temple, the North Pole. I think they just call it the North Pole.
I think they do. I think they
we
just call
take
it
him to the North Pole to meet the Northern Water Tribe so he can learn waterbending.
Yeah.
And also so Katara can learn waterbending. And along the way, they're harassed by the Fire Nation because they want to kill the Avatar.
Yes.
Because Zuko saw the Avatar, and now he's I have to get my honor.
Yeah, and Zuko becomes what is the word? Starts with the B. Superheroes are usually called this.
Villains?
No.
It's anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, my brain's not going to let me move
fine.
on, so you can keep talking.
So we have Zuko going this whole time, and he's with Iroh. General Iroh. He is with his uncle. And I really, really love the two of them together. Anytime that it's just the two of them on stage, and even they have a really good little crew of their little bitty ship before it gets taken over by Zhao.
Yeah.
Because they're all they all kind of care about they all care about Zuko. And in that because we have that one episode where they all the crew kind of all get together.
Yeah.
And they all kind of care about Zuko.
Yeah.
And then you can see, Zuko kind of cares about Zuko. Zuko kind of cares about them as well. So I really like that. I like that little bit of the Fire Nation. Because you can see that Iroh is, softening Zuko up. Because Zuko has been, my gosh, I keep saying Zuko. Count Dooku. Zuko has been through a bunch of bad stuff. And I really like his character. I do not like his stupid hairstyle.
Oh, in season 1?
I hate that.
I hate pony?
The shaved with the ponytail.
Well, I think that also kind of goes back to my brain is still stuck back, so we're going to try to move forward. But I think that because each bending skill is based on a different martial arts style. And I think part of that contributes to the style that firebending is based off of too.
Yeah.
It's more Asian in style. And so that was a common warrior hair.
Yeah, I mean,
in Asia.
Because we have, Sokka does have the little warrior tail.
Yes.
I can't, he calls it something special.
I can't remember what he calls it, but yeah.
I think this is the wolf's tail.
Maybe.
I think it's a wolf's tail.
I think that is what he calls it. So, I mean, I think that's what contributes to it because I'm not a big fan of that look myself either.
But when he grows to in season 2 and season 3, when he's got the hair out,
I can see where ladies are crushing on this guy. Okay.
Yeah, like that one chick in Bossing Say.
Yeah.
I'm like, you get yourself
Like,
some.
I
You go,
get it.
girl.
I get it now.
Like, because had we had May and him had any sort of inklings for each other? I don't think we had done anything with that. So I was like,
I don't think May's not even introduced in season 1, is she?
she's in season 1 because she's in Bossing Say. I mean, not Bossing Say. She's in the Earth Kingdom.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's when we meet. That's when we meet them, and oh god, what is his sister's name? What's Zuko's sister's name?
I'm still stuck on the other word for a hero.
Forget about the V.
I can't. My brain won't let me. Why are you asking me character names?
Because anyway,
Sorry. My brain starts obsessing about things and it hits like a wall and it won't get past it. So I'm trying to talk past it and it's not working.
no, I guess it's season 2 where they come in.
Yeah, because
you're right. You're right. It's
they're
season
not
2. It's
because
season
they
2.
don't get to Bossing Say in season 1.
No, you're right.
It's Earth Kingdom is season 2.
Yeah,
They're trying to.
I'm getting my stuff mixed up.
Yeah,
season 1 is
they're just trying to get to the Water Tribe.
the Water Tribe.
Yes, that's all season 1
And
is.
Jason Isaacs kills a koi.
Yes.
And then Aang goes like, Avatar State.
Yes, and poor little Sokka's heart gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Because
sad.
he has just moved on from Suki,
Yeah.
and now he's making out with Yue, and
And then Huey gets killed.
then Yue gets
And
killed.
you're like, this is a kid's show. Okay, I get you now.
And then Sokka wants to kiss Suki, but then he sees the moon, and he's like, Yue.
Poor Sokka's
like, I
a
can't.
normal teenage boy.
It's like, I can't. There was another girl. Where's she now?
Vigilante. That is the word. Zuko becomes a vigilante.
When does it? My gosh, you didn't get to slam that.
Just like throw my phone down onto the floor. Sorry.
Where? That's not a hero.
No, it's like my heroes are often called vigilantes by police forces because they do not abide by government or law. So they're called vigilantes.
Okay, thank you. Can you remember
No.
Sugo's sister's name?
We could probably find out real fast.
Her name is. Now this guy is. We're not going to cut any of this. This is how long it's going to take us.
This is common.
Don't say her name. Let's think about this.
Second Google search that when I put Zuko's sister, second thing was name. Okay. Now
What does it start with? First
A.
letter. Oh, it's not Asuka.
Nope.
It's Azula.
Yeah,
Azula.
we got
Yay!
there. This episode's gonna be 3 hours long, so we can't remember words.
Oh yeah, Princess Azula. What an awful human being.
Oh my gosh.
She's so bad.
She is. Okay, but we don't meet her and her friends till later. But
I like what's the flippy one? The one with the pressure points.
Oh,
She's my favorite.
I like her
Mainly
too.
because she kind of has like a semi crush on Sokka.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
We all do.
Everybody should have.
I like when she's like gets all the pressure points and then like goes for the head and he's like, yeah, no, not up there. Ain't not gonna work.
Oh, it's Ty Lee.
Ty Lee.
I like Ty Lee. I liked May, but I think Ty Lee was my favorite.
May was very much like almost like Raven. She's very Raven-esque.
She's very Raven-esque. I think that's why I kind of liked her, but I think I
love Ty Lee.
I love Ty Lee's scenes more, I think. But that's
That's season 2. Anyway.
Another season.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
We started talking about my brain was stuck on Zuko being a vigilante, so that's all I can go back to. But what were we talking about?
I don't remember. Anyway, which is kind of Josh cut all that.
And he won't.
He won't. Josh, cut that. He won't. Yeah, I really. Season 1 is not my favorite season.
No, I mean it had like good moments.
It has good episodes, and there's really good moments, and there's a lot of good Sokka.
But you can tell very much as you watch season 1, especially if you're like older and you're watching season 1 like again, and it's been a really long time since you've watched it, you totally see all the world building that they're doing. Is it 20 episodes?
I believe it is 20
like
episodes,
in the first 20 episodes, you totally see all the world building.
Yes.
And establishment of the laws between the different elemental abilities and how the different nations function. There's a lot of establishing that in season 1. And it gets a little bothersome, and it kind of slows the plot down a lot. Like, you don't have, it's like the Blue Spirit. What episode is that?
Blue Spirit is episode 13.
So that's episode 13, and that's like the first time you, like, Aang gets, like, direction of where he really needs to be going.
Yeah.
And that's episode 13. Like, you've had, like the King of Omashu, that's, like, background for Aang. It's a good episode. It kind of gives you a little bit more of, like, where Aang...
And you eat rock candy.
And all this, but it takes a long time for the plot to start to flow. Because you've got, like, we have to establish why Zuko's after the Avatar. Why the Avatar is such a big deal. What's going on with all this bending going on around here?
It has to fit a lot into one season.
Yeah, they're trying to pack a whole bunch in, and a couple episodes handle it really, really well. And then you get packed into, like, episodes like The Great Divide and other episodes that seem like, oh, these are real fillers, and we're just trying to establish how Aang is supposed to be, being the Avatar, but at the exact same time, he's still an 11-year-old boy trying to figure out just how the world works.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so season 1 for me lacks a whole lot. It's not very satisfying story-wise for me. I still appreciate the characters that they give us for the most part. As I mentioned before, I still have issues with Katara, but it's like I love Sokka, I love Aang, I love Zuko and Iroh, and a lot of the other like minor characters that you meet along the way, like the Warriors of Kyoshi and those things.
General Zhao.
And General Zhao, and then you're like, man, I do not like you.
But that's what makes him so likable.
Yeah, and it's like when like Aang is trying to escape, and then inadvertently, like, everybody on Zuko's team in the Fire Nation, like, helps him escape.
Well, and then we have...
That's a good episode. I will say that is a
and then,
good
like,
episode.
like, with Zhao, too, he's so obsessed with...
Honor.
You know, not really honor, but, like, trying to promote himself in the Fire Nation.
Yeah, he's just so ambitious.
He can live... And, like, he just hates Zuko so much.
Yeah.
That Zuko's like, give me your hand. And Zhao's just like, no, I'll die.
And it's like...
And you're just like,
why?
Oh, dang.
And it's like, how old... Zuko is, like, a little older than Sokka,
I would say
right?
Zuko's, like, 16.
Yeah, so it's like...
If Sokka's 15, Zuko's 16.
Like, this is a 16-ish-year-old boy that...
Who's looking for his honor.
A majority of a nation does not like. And I go, how awful must your life be that it's you and literally your uncle Iroh and
against
the
world.
And a few people on your ship against literally 4 other nations.
And what do they play? It's shogi, isn't it?
Or Go.
I don't know. But anyway, the White Lotus.
No, I think that's shogi. Yeah. So, like, Uncle Iroh is tea and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it's like, Zuko becomes one of those sympathetic protagonists, but he's, like, in that, or antagonist, I guess, because he's in that weird gray area between protagonist and antagonist, because he doesn't want to kill the Avatar. He just wants
his honor.
Get the Avatar.
He just wants to not be where he's at right now.
Yeah, he just wants to be home and not have people hate him anymore. Yeah. And have his dad like him. That's all he wants.
Ain't gonna happen.
He wants his dad to love him. And it makes me so sad, because you, even as a kid watching it, you're like, that's never gonna happen, Zuko.
No, sorry, man. ain't gonna happen for you, bro.
I'm so sorry, Zuko, but nothing you do is gonna make your father love you.
So where would you rank, of the 3 seasons, where would you rank season 1? Actually, no. First off, out of 5, what would you give this season?
Oh, that is a hard question. What would you rank it as, I think?
I would rank it 3. 3 different pines.
I was leaning towards 3. Because, I mean, there's only, like, I can think of, like, a handful of really good episodes, but out of 20 episodes, I don't think I can think of, like, more than half of them being great.
Yeah.
And so I think I'd give it a solid 3 out of Fine Moon Wands, because there are good, like, solid good things about season 1, and then there's really weak and disappointing things about season 1.
Agreed.
Yeah. Which is sad to say, but I think Katara is like one of those blaring
weaknesses
in your face.
And she does get better. She does get better
throughout. She
does
get better.
But
I
say that.
Eventually, I think she gets there.
Better.
But season 1, she's...
season 3, when she's like chilling with Zuko.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
Everyone gets to go on an adventure with Zuko.
Okay, so if you were going to put the 3 seasons together, where would you put it?
That is a difficulty. I think, though, I would probably maybe put it at 2? No.
I think I would put season 1 third. Yeah.
That's what I'm leaning towards,
and then,
2.
And then season 2 probably number 1.
Oh, no.
But season 3 is really, really good, too.
I don't know. There's so many good things that happen in season 2 that, for me, I think season 2 just wins number 1 spot.
Yeah. I think the first little bit of season 2 is a little bit slow.
Yeah. Like the getting to the Bossing Zay.
Yeah, once we get to the Earth Kingdom, then we're good.
Yeah. So I would agree with that.
When does Sparky Sparky Boom Man? Sparky Sparky Boom Man is 3, right? Oh, he's 2. Sparky Sparky Boom Man is... Sparky Sparky Boom Man is 2. What's his actual name?
I have no idea. We meet the cabbage merchant in season 1. He's the best character.
He's my cabbage.
He's the best character. One of my favorite fan arts, I think, that I've seen for Avatar is they've taken Pocahontas' character, and instead of him yelling "savages, savages," it's
cabbages.
It's the cabbage merchant. He's going cabbages, cabbages, and I go, this is my favorite thing.
That's dope.
I immediately sent it to my sister, and my sister was like, "This is amazing."
All right, Hannah, where can everybody find you?
You guys can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at asillyred.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast, on Twitter at Animate Podcast, Facebook and Tumblr Animation Station Podcast. You can also find all of our episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, anywhere that you can download download a podcast. Also on our website, animationstationpodcast.com. Be sure and you go to iTunes, subscribe, give us a like. Be sure and tell us what you think, because we want to know. If we do really well, we would like to know. If we do really bad, we would like to know as well.
Do you really want to know if you're doing really bad?
Yeah, because I'm totally up for constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism being keyword.
Well, I mean, even if they're just like, I hate you, you don't like Katara, it's like, why don't you like Pixar movies? Like that. I mean, I'm totally fine with that too. And if you
DC sucks. Why do you like DC so much?
Yeah, like that. Stuff like that. And I'm totally fine having, a nice little chat.
Yeah.
And if you want to say how much we suck, you can shoot us an email over at animationstationpodcast@gmail.com. And just put in the title, "You Suck." And then I will read it and respond.
So as a side note, I found out what Sparky Sparky Boom Man's real name is.
Combustion Man.
Yes.
Yeah. I remembered. But I love how there's like, we have to come up with a better name than that. And he like shows up like, it's Sparky Boom Man.
Ah, Sokka.
Oh, man. Love it. And hockey. Hockey's my favorite of hockey.
Gosh. This show, man.
Come back, Boomerang. All right. Now, I believe if you listen to this episode, it does seem like we are down on Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 1. That's not the case.
No,
But I will say, I have seen this show more times than I can count.
Yeah.
This show and Teen Titans, I have seen more than any other show ever.
Yeah.
I've watched them
This is like your go-to.
Multiple
One of your
times.
go-tos, isn't it?
Yes. I will put Avatar in maybe once or twice a year just to watch it again.
Right. Now that I have it, I'll probably be doing the exact same thing. Yeah.
So yeah, it may sound like we are down on it, but I'm also looking forward because I know what seasons 2 and 3 have in store.
Yeah, there's so much potential in this show, and like when I remember first watching season 1, I just thought it was like the greatest. Like, because it'd been a while since like Hey Arnold had been out, and I love that style of show, and it had been a while since I had like loved a show so much, and then I was given Avatar. And it was like that void had been filled with Avatar. Like that first season when I watched it, when it first was being released, I go, this is amazing. It's beautiful. The attention to detail that they give for the different bending styles is just, it's mesmerizing. I just like watching them bend because they give different martial arts styles to each bending element, and I go, this is just so cool that they went there and had that thought. And I don't want to seem like I don't want to seem like I'm hating on this show, because there is no hate in my heart for this show. I have disappointments with what they did with certain characters, say in season 1, but I'm not saying I hate anything that they did with this show.
And on that bombshell, my name is Josh.
I'm Hannah.
Bye-bye, little butterfly.
Jokiwa!
I was trying to think of something cool Avatar to do at the end.
Fire Nation attacked.
And the Fire Nation attacked.
Honor.